Now, on Good Morning Northwest, teenagers playing with a gun in Reardon this morning. One of them is dead, another arrested. The message from the boys' school and what police want you to know about the investigation.
We have another weather alert day as we see even colder wind chill conditions, and now an advisory is out. Well, for how long and how cold, that's all coming up.
And a day-long deadly shooting spree ends with a child and a TV news reporter among those killed. One man is under arrest. What we're learning about it all coming up. You're watching Good Morning Northwest on 4 News Now. Good morning, and thanks so much for being with us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Thursday, February 23rd. We want to get right to breaking news this morning. A 15-year-old is dead, and this morning we are hearing from the Reardon Police Chief about what happened.
Reardon police say the boy was accidentally killed while a group of high schoolers were playing with a gun. Sydney Charles is live at the Breaking Now desk with the latest details.
That's right. The Reardon Police Chief says the shooting was an isolated incident, and it serves as a lesson regarding firearm safety. Listen to this.
We're all in shock because this isn't something that happens in our community. This is a very isolated incident, and it's a very, very serious lesson to the folks about what can happen when juveniles are unsupervised and have access to firearms.
Reardon police said 5 15 to 17-year-old boys were hanging out in a basement, and one of them had a gun. The 5 were playing around with the gun, and at one point it accidentally went off, shooting and killing the 15-year-old. A 16-year-old boy is now in custody. All 5 friends went to Reardon High School, according to police. The superintendent of the Reardon Edwall School District sent this statement to parents last night, saying in part, quote, "The devastation felt by the family of the student and by all students and staff in the school district is beyond description." You can read the superintendent's full statement right now on KXLY.com. And at around 2 o'clock a.m. this morning, police searched the home where the shooting happened. Police say they've found the gun used in the shooting and booked it into evidence. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
All right, Sydney, thank you. So sad.
Let's get right to Mark now with your first alert forecast.
All right, we're starting off with our second alert day because of the wind chills and the cold temperatures. Sub-zero wind chills going to be all day long, and it's going to be throughout our entire region. Spokane, Coeur d'Alene corridor really busting with some wind right now. So the 4 things, the single-digit lows that we're experiencing right now, the biting northeast winds that are going to be with us through the day, that wind chill advisory that's in effect till tomorrow morning at 10 a.m., and it'll be cold through Friday, but winds will calm down. We'll talk about those winds coming up. Right now it's 6 degrees and winds to 15 miles an hour. Our wind chill is 12 below zero. Yeah, Thursday's highs, we're going to be into the teens, single digits, Bonnets Ferry, Sandpoint. Not going to see any new snow, but the winds are going to continue. This is how those winds will make it feel. Currently, it's 7 below into Spokane Valley, 13 below at 9 Miles, 17 below at Deer Park. So you want to make sure that you're using caution when you're figuring out what you're going to wear today and how long you're going to have to be out. Sub-zero wind chills all day. Our high today officially 17 with a little bit of sunshine.
Our Spokane police say they are working to charge a man in a shooting that happened in the Garland district just a few weekends ago. Detectives say it happened here at Kiernan Avenue near Garland and Cedar. One person was shot several times around 2:30 on the morning of February 11th. He was taken to a hospital and is recovering. Police tell us they are not able to talk about whether they've made any arrests in this case and are still investigating why it happened. Anyone with information is asked to call in tips to Crime Check at that number, 509-456-2233.
Well, a tragic story out of Florida this morning. A man arrested in a deadly day-long shooting spree in Orlando. Among those killed, a young child and a TV news reporter. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimberg.
TV advisory, multiple gunshot wound calls in the Hialeah Street area.
Tragedy in Central Florida after sheriff's deputies say 3 people were killed in a shooting spree, including a 9-year-old girl and a TV journalist covering one of the initial shootings.
So I want to acknowledge what a horrible day this has been for our community and our media partners.
Condolences from other journalists pouring in overnight. Investigators say a news photographer and a reporter for Spectrum News were on the scene of a homicide investigation in an unmarked vehicle when the gunman returned to the scene and shot them. One of the journalists was killed. Officials say the gunman then ran into a nearby home before shooting a mother and her 9-year-old girl.
No one in our community, not a mother, not a 9-year-old, and certainly not news professionals, should become the victim of gun violence in our community.
19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses was arrested, charged with the killings. No word overnight on a motive. Authorities say Moses has a lengthy criminal history that includes aggravated battery, assault with a deadly weapon, and gun charges. Meanwhile, Spectrum News releasing a statement overnight saying, "We are deeply saddened by the loss of our colleague and the other lives senselessly taken today. This is a terrible tragedy for the Orlando community."
The mother of that 9-year-old girl and the other Spectrum News crew member are in critical condition in the hospital as police try to determine what was behind the suspect's rampage. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Back here at home, North Idaho College could soon be no more. The school board fired its own president in 2021 and is now at risk of losing accreditation.
And last night, the same board held a meeting to hear what the public had to say, and they had a lot to say. That meeting lasted nearly 4 hours. During that time, some people said board leaders should resign. Others say they need to work together to save the school. The college is at its highest risk of losing accreditation ever. It has until the end of March to create a 7-year plan to regain accreditation. The Northwest Commission on Colleges and Universities will decide in June whether the school will keep it or lose it for good. We will be following this story for you. It is now 6 minutes after 6 o'clock.
All right, we've been talking all morning long about these bone-chilling,
terrible
wind chills, and it's not stopping anytime soon. I mean, this goes, what you said, till 10 o'clock tomorrow morning?
10 o'clock tomorrow morning from the Cascades all the way to the other side of the Rockies of Montana.
So you gotta drive really far just to get away from it, too.
Yeah, or you could go to the Tri-Cities, but it's still very cold there. They just don't have all the wind. Anyway, we're going to talk more about the effects of this and how long that's going to last and what we can expect. It's all coming up.
An Inlander Restaurant Week begins today and runs through next Saturday, March 4th. This morning, we're live at Scratch Restaurant and Rain Lounge. We'll take you back to the kitchen coming up in a few minutes.
And a big new development in Coeur d'Alene. Coming up, the plan the city's considering and what neighbors have to say about that.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
Living in the Inland Northwest has its advantages, and one of those is working with amazing people who dedicate their time and efforts to help others. STCU's Volunteers Count is a program to say thank you for this service and inspire others to give back too. Please tell us about a volunteer at a local nonprofit that inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate them. Help us showcase those people who give of their time and truly make a difference. Volunteers Count, brought to you by 4 News Now and STCU.
Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning is your family-owned and operated #1 HVAC contractor in the Northwest. Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning would like to introduce our own carbon reduction program. Buy a new energy-efficient furnace from Bill's Heating and receive a heat pump with installation absolutely free. No hidden fees, no conditions, no exceptions. Buy a furnace, get a free heat pump from Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning. Call today for estimates and repairs.
This February, fall in love with a fun new ride from Findlay Downtown Toyota. And treat yourself to great financing, plus super trade-in values when you upgrade your vehicle in 2023 from Findlay.
We have a friend right now in one of the hospice houses. He said, the people are so happy here. And he said, I feel safe.
We get to be with people at a very sacred moment.
The mission of Hospice of Spokane is to help people live as fully as they can during those dying days and weeks.
To serve with a mission and learn how you can join the Hospice of Spokane team, visit hospiceofspokane.org.
Your kids want smartphones, but too much screen time can be dangerous. How do parents find a healthy balance, and what's at stake if we don't? I'm Derek Dice. 4 News Now starts the conversation with my special report, The Social Media Effect, Tuesday on Good Morning Northwest.
4 News Now is brought to you by End the Violence.
All right, here's a look at what's new on Good Morning Northwest. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg, heading to Ohio today to visit the site of that train derailment in East Palestine.
He has faced pressure to visit the town where a Norfolk Southern train carrying toxic chemicals derailed on February 3rd, 20 days ago. Families there are worried about the safety of their water, air, and soil. The Department of Transportation says Buttigieg is going now that the EPA is moving out of the emergency response phase and into the long-term remediation phase. The visit also coincides with the National Transportation Safety Board issuing the findings of its investigation into the cause of the derailment.
Amazon says it's closed its acquisition of the primary care organization One Medical. The retail giant says the nearly $4 billion buyout is a key part of its growing healthcare business, which already includes an online drugstore and a patient-to-doctor messaging service called Amazon Clinic. But critics have been calling on the FTC to block the purchase, saying it will threaten patient privacy and give Amazon more dominance in the marketplace.
And more than 850,000 homes have lost power across the country due to the winter storms sweeping the nation. More snow and blizzard conditions are ahead. More than 40 inches of snow fell in Wyoming and 32 inches in Montana over the past 2 days. Even parts of Southern California will be under blizzard warnings on Friday. It's the first time since 1989 there.
Okay, let's take a look at the 10-second takeaway for our area. It's going to be bitter cold. We've got the northeast winds and a wind chill advisory through tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. So your warmest winter gear, limit your time outdoors. 17 will be our high today.
Coeur d'Alene city leaders are considering a massive new development project called Cortair.
Yeah, the plan is to develop 442 acres on the western edge of the city. But North Idaho residents have already pushed back against this development during city council meetings. After attending one of those city council meetings, John Hurley, who lives near the new development site, now has more questions. He's concerned this plan is being rushed.
There should be more, yes, more study, more time, more traffic valuation that goes into it. I just don't think that they've done the amount of studies that they should have done.
For this new development, decades of master plans are required to provide more than 2,000 housing units, city parks, 2 new school sites, and commercial use sites. Representing the Kootenai County Land Company, senior planner Brad Marshall says there are still some changes to make, including zoning and access. Coeur d'Alene City Council will hold another meeting in early March and will decide whether to give this the final approval. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:13.
Thieves are hitting some favorite local coffee shops. They don't get away with a lot, but they are costing those owners big. The story right after the break.
And it is a 10-day foodies holiday. Destiny Richards live as Inlander Restaurant Week gets underway. She has what you need to know to maximize this time for trying new things or maybe some old favorites.
At Coeur d'Alene Wigs, we have that great hair day every day. Wigs are a great way to look and feel good in a matter of minutes. With over 60 years experience, we will help you find a wig that matches your personality and gives you confidence. We also measure, fit, and refresh your current wigs. Stop in and shop our great selection of wigs, toppers, and accessories. Walk-ins welcome, appointments recommended. Coeur d'Alene Wigs, where it's a great hair day every day.
From the beautiful craftsmanship of cabinets to the stylish looks of granite, quartz, and marble countertops, Northwest Granite has the staff and selection to help you transform your home, office, or cabin into the place of your dreams. Northwest Granite.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, we are offering a sweetheart of a deal by aggressively lowering prices to sell them fast. Plus, offering delayed payments until April 1st, so you don't have to wait for your new vehicle. This week at Dishman.
Vroom, vroom. Oh, don't worry. I'll make sure to leave plenty of space when I pass by. I think 200 feet is right here. Thank you. That looks safe to me. And if I can't move over, I promise I'll slow down at least 10 miles an hour below the speed limit or no more than 50 miles an hour. You promise? Promise.
We want everyone to get home at the end of the day. When you see vehicles with flashing lights or people working on the side of the road, move over or slow down.
My name is Jennifer, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in November of 2015. Getting a cancer diagnosis is literally like having the rug pulled out from underneath you. When I'm at Summit Cancer Centers, I feel like they're kind of part of my family in a sense. They've always had my best interests in mind, so I'm actually very hopeful for the future. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center.
For over 6 decades, first as the Spokane Guild School, now as Joya, we have been providing care that is second to none. Now we have a building to match. Joya, every child is limitless.
Ironstone Furniture and Fire is making room for new inventory. For a limited time, you can create your ideal space and save on in-stock selections, sofas, chairs, tables, and more. Comfortable and beautiful furniture makes a house feel like home. Visit our showroom, Ironstone Furniture and Fire in Coeur d'Alene.
Spokane Hope Center for children born deaf and hard of hearing. They've got the kids. They don't have the room. We're expanding their theater of operations, refreshing offices, and it's all going to happen at the end of the month. The 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
4 News Now is brought to you by R&R RV. Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
It is 6:16. Take a look at this surveillance video of a thief breaking into Blissful Blends coffee shop in Spokane. The local coffee stand says that isn't the first time it's been burglarized, and it's not the only coffee stand dealing with this. These crimes are costing those shops thousands simply in repairs. Sarah Davis, who owns a Blissful Blend, says thieves don't get away with much money, but one burglary alone cost her $8,000 just in repairs. Other coffee stand owners are dealing with this too. The Garden Coffee is also out thousands of dollars in repairs because of burglaries. These store owners say they feel vulnerable being hit again and again.
At least $1,000, sometimes more. Like when they drove the car through the side of the building, we had to replace an entire wall. So there was one time my shop up north was broken into, and they did about $8,000 worth of damage because they tried to take something of value, which is like our equipment, but they couldn't fit it through the window.
SPD says these types of break-ins happen constantly and encourage anyone affected to file police reports like these owners did, so they know to put more patrol officers in the area. Frustrating.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. You are taking a look over downtown Spokane here this morning. The lights are on. We're about a half hour away from sunrise this morning. I did feel bad for my dogs. I didn't take them out on Tuesday when it was snowing, so I tried to take them out yesterday, and I got about like 5-6 minutes into it, and then we just turned around and came right back.
But that's about the perfect time with these winds, about 10 minutes, and then you want to get back indoors. So, I mean, your body was telling you exactly right for your pets and you. All right, here we go. We do have a first alert, weather alert day because of those winds and the cold combined. Sub-zero wind chills, Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area, the region, and of course, it's going to be all day today and into tomorrow. Our high today is 17, but those winds gusting to 40 miles an hour, really seeing those into the Ritzville area. We're seeing winds to 30 to 34 miles an hour here. Overnight low of 5, but the winds continue, so sub-zero is really going to be really the norm through tomorrow morning about 10 a.m. We have gusts to 23 into the valley, gusts to 32 into Sandpoint, and they're only going to get into the single digits today. We take a look at temperatures right now. Bonners Ferry, you're at 1, 6 into Spokane, 12 into Moses Lake, but everybody has the winds. Everybody is feeling this. So up into Deer Park, it feels like 17 below. Spangle, 13 below, and Hayden, 13 below. That's why we have to make sure that ourselves and our kids are ready to go out. We're going to see wind gusts, Ritzville, 42 miles an hour, Spokane, 23, 24. That's going to happen throughout this evening. Look at tomorrow morning. We see things calm down. All right. And then we see things by the afternoon really to calm. So this system moves out and we warm back up again and we don't have the winds. The entire west is involved with this, but we are seeing snow into the Cascades. We're seeing snow to the south of us. We're out of it. It's going to stay that way until Sunday. So our highs today are going to be into the teens, 19 into downtown. Officially, we'll be at 17. We look at the planning forecast. We're going to see 25 Friday, mid-30s Saturday and Sunday. But guys, another round of snow, some moderate amounts potentially on Sunday with a high of 34.
All right. It does get better. It does get at least a little better.
It's just going to stink in the meantime.
All right, it is time to get warm and cozy inside at some of your favorite restaurants because Inlander Restaurant Week begins today.
And more than 100 restaurants in and around Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are getting ready to serve you today through March 4th. Destiny Richards is live this morning, kicking things off at Scratch Restaurant and Rain Lounge.
Yeah, that's right. In the last hour, we started here with Michael Wiley showing you the process of making shrimp and grits, which is on the second course of the 3-course menu. And we are showing now the shrimp going on the grill. Tell us about the shrimp and grits for those that are just waking up with us.
Okay, so starting off with the grit cake, we covered that earlier, and then now we're working on to the shrimp. And we've got a beautiful charbroiler down here, so we like to use that because it can give us a little bit of different flavor than just a saute. So we've got the shrimp on. I'm going to set this down real quick. On a skewer, we've got a little bit of blackening spice. We actually use the Spiceology Black Magic for this one. We've got here a mix of what is our lobster butter, so garlic and shallots, fresh herbs, citrus, and then of course a little bit of lobster stock. So we're just going to brush that on these shrimp. That's going to give it a lot of extra flavor that it might not have otherwise. This gets real exciting now.
All right. Yeah, and your menu is American style because you can search different restaurants for Restaurant Week by cuisine.
Yeah.
Tell us about what inspired the menu that you have for Restaurant Week this year.
Well, for this restaurant, you know, it's a new restaurant for us. So a little bit of it is saying, okay, we want to do some homage to the food that's been done here before.
Yeah.
So some of it is a little bit of that, and then some of it's saying, okay, I really want to play with, you know, my own version of something.
Yeah.
So really, though, for me, it's always been about what is the guest looking for. You know, I can cook anything and be satisfied and fulfilled and happy, whether I'm making fish and chips or burgers, or whether I'm, you know, doing seasoned duck breast or duck confit or something like that, and everything in between. So for me, it's like, what do people want? And that's what I'm most excited to cook.
Yeah. Well, thanks for all your multitasking this morning. We're going to have the next phase of the dish, shrimp and grits, and that is the plated finished product. That's coming up later. I'll send it back to you guys.
Awesome.
It is awesome, and I just love the passion.
Yeah.
You know, when these local chefs talk about what they do. Love it. It's 6:22. The Zags have a home game tonight against San Diego, but the excitement is already building for Saturday's matchup with St. Mary's.
We'll hear from a Kennel Club member on what it means to have ESPN's College Game Day on campus and how many students are expected to camp out. It's coming up next in sports.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Love your home from the inside and out with new windows from Infinity from Marvin. Ultrex fiberglass is 8 times stronger than vinyl and virtually maintenance-free. Infinity's energy-efficient windows and doors are built for life and backed by our limited lifetime warranty. Give your home the fresh new look it deserves and find out why more people are choosing fiberglass.
Call 892-6460 or go to residentialhs.com today to schedule your free design consultation and estimate. Residential Home Solutions and Infinity Windows. Home improvements. Custom fit for life.
Click It RV Northside Superstore has gone mad with huge discounts on a huge selection of top brand RVs, which means the lowest prices, factory incentives, and rebates.
You guys gotta beat the spring rush and get in here now.
Shop online and find the floor plan you like, then build it, price it, and click it. Or come to our huge selection. From travel trailers to fifth wheels, toy haulers to motorhomes. The huge indoor-outdoor RV show is here. Get a better RV and the lowest price guarantee only at Click It RV and ClickItRV.com.
Be a winner like me and get to Click It RV.
Home. It's both a place and a feeling. At yours, you strive to make new memories, create traditions, share stories, find the fun, embrace the surprises, and celebrate moments big and small. Memories are made at home, in every room, in every moment. Make your house feel like home at the Tin Roof.
Idaho is growing, but let's not just grow larger.
Let's grow smarter.
After high school, college, or university,
Idaho public colleges and universities have the 6th lowest costs of all states.
And higher education means higher incomes.
More opportunities.
A better life for you.
For us.
For Idaho.
For Idaho.
Visit educationforidaho.org to learn more.
When you're faced with the question,
hey honey,
What do you want for dinner?
He should know my answer is going to be mustard seed. Original signature dishes that are made fresh daily. Great happy hours. And locally owned. Life's too short for mediocre food. Mustard seed, where Spokane eats. Dine in, take out, and delivery.
You're sending ESPN up here. You're sending the biggest guys up here. Like, you got to take us seriously now. Like, we've been here for a while. We know what we're about.
Well, it looks like the fans are ready to go. Welcome into Morning Sports. I'm Julian Minenso. The College Game Day bus is expected to arrive in Spokane today. College Game Day will hold its live show at McCarthy Athletic Center on Saturday ahead of Gonzaga's matchup against St. Mary's. It's the third time College Game Day will make the trip to Spokane and the first time since 2009. Fans are excited, especially the students of the Kennel Club. The Kennel Club is hosting a kennel camp out the night before the game. The club is expecting anywhere from 600 to 800 students, and it's all in anticipation of what many are calling the biggest Gonzaga game of the season.
I'm just excited for people to really see what we do here, because this is like a special place, like everyone says it, but you don't really get it until you can feel it and see it, and game day I think is a good way to show that, and the guys on the show will come and feel it, and I think they'll quickly want to come back again soon because it's such an awesome place to be.
Doors open at 6:15 on Saturday morning for non-students. The live show will begin at 7 a.m. You could still get tickets for the College Game Day experience. There's a link on our website at KXLY.com. Before that matchup against St. Mary's, Gonzaga will host San Diego. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock tonight at McCarthy Athletic Center. It's the first and only regular season meeting between these teams this season.
A lot of excitement there for sure. All right, Good Morning Northwest time is 6:26.
We're going to head to a break. As we do, check out what's coming up this morning on Good Morning America starting at 7.
In this morning's GMA First Look, olive oil in your coffee?
What we're really talking about is adding something that has like a health benefit and was not naturally occurring in whatever that food or beverage is.
Starbucks launching a new line of fortified drinks with a spoonful of olive oil to sneak in some extra nutrients into your morning cup.
It's possible that the thinking is when you add in olive oil to coffee, which is something that people drink every single morning in this country, right? Like masses of people consume it, that's one way to actually get that polyphenol into people's pattern of eating and drinking.
I'm telling you, you have to try an olive oil latte.
And coming up at 7 a.m., the health benefits that you could be missing out on as we see this fortified drink brewed up close. With your GMA First Look, I'm Stephanie Ramos, ABC News, New York.
Ready to feel what it's like when you can do more with less asthma? It's possible with Dupixent. Dupixent is not for sudden breathing problems. It's an add-on treatment for specific types of moderate to severe asthma and can help improve lung function for better breathing in as little as 2 weeks. Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks and can even reduce or eliminate oral steroids. Are you in? Dupixent can cause allergic reactions that can be severe. Get help right away if you have rash, chest pain, worsening shortness of breath, tingling, or numbness in your limbs. Tell your doctor about new or worsening joint aches and pain or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines, including steroids, without talking to your doctor. Who knows what you can do when you do more with less asthma? Ask your asthma specialist about Dupixent.
Stream 4 News now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
26 years strong!
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
Pure Filtration Products is your Inland Northwest indoor air quality specialist. With a 12,000 square foot warehouse of filters, you are sure to find what you need for your commercial, industrial, or manufacturing needs.
I recommend working with PFP because they have the product that I need.
PFP's high-quality products can assist in eliminating airborne contaminants. PFP can size UV light to your system to disinfect the air to keep it clean and safe.
I recommend PFP because of their service, the quality of their product, and I'll keep coming back.
Call or come in and talk to one of our certified air filtration specialists.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, I'm late for a meeting. I'm thinking of starting my own practice.
Do it. Too much capital.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We should knock that wall down and expand.
Do it. There's always another wall beyond the wall.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Spokane and North Idaho's country leader.
It goes like one margarita.
Bluebird in my heart.
Baby, you're playing hard to forget.
The big 99.9 Coyote Country.
From 4 News Now, this is Good Morning Northwest.
All right, the 4 News Now Story Tracker taking a look at some of the big stories online this morning.
Tragedy in Central Florida, where sheriff's deputies say 3 people were killed in a shooting spree, including a 9-year-old girl and a TV journalist covering one of the initial shootings. 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses was arrested. Authorities say he has a lengthy criminal history that includes aggravated battery, assault with a deadly weapon, and gun charges.
Tensions between Russia and the West are escalating a day before the 1-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In an exclusive interview with ABC's David Muir, President Joe Biden called Russian President Vladimir Putin's decision to pull out of a key nuclear arms treaty with the U.S. a big mistake, and he also vows to declare new sanctions against Moscow, even though they've done little to deter Putin and his war so far. You can see more of that exclusive interview. It's coming up on Good Morning America starting at 7. Well, Good Morning Northwest, I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Robin Nance. It is Thursday, February 23rd. Let's check in with Mark in that first alert forecast, and we are under a weather alert.
Yep, we have a weather advisory and a weather alert day, and everything is coinciding with the very cold temperatures and the winds that we see. It's 4 degrees into Coeur d'Alene with a clear sky, a clearing sky into Spokane, and we're sitting at 6. So our alert day is based on sub-zero wind chills that are going to be in evidence today and tonight. It's going to be Spokane, Coeur d'Alene area in the entire region, and that will be throughout the entire day. Single-digit lows is what we're seeing throughout the region. Biting northeast winds, adding to the wind chill advisory in effect until tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And it's going to be cold through Friday. So we're at 6. We throw in the winds, the wind chill, and how it affects you, your animals, and your kids is 12 below zero. So we want you to be prepared. Here is the forecast for the day. Temperatures warming up into the teens, but you put the winds that we'll have all day long, and our wind chills and how it affects you will not be above zero all day long.
Breaking news, a 15-year-old is dead and a 16-year-old in custody in an accidental shooting.
Reardon Police Chief Andy Mankey says this has left the community heartbroken. Sydney Charles is live at the Breaking Now desk with all the latest details.
Reardon police say a group of 5 teen boys were hanging out in a basement and playing around with a gun when it went off, shooting and killing a 15-year-old. And in an update from police posted on Facebook this morning, police searched the home where the shooting happened. They say the gun used in the shooting has been found and booked into evidence. According to Reardon Police, all 5 boys attend Reardon High School. Their ages ranging from 15 to 17 years old. The Reardon Police Chief says this will have a lasting impact on parents everywhere. Listen to this.
Our organization and the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office and Washington State Patrol investigators that are here assisting, we all have kids and we all are parents, and it all hurts, but we have to maintain our composure and we have to just fight through it. And then at the end of the day, when we're done doing our jobs, that'll be the time for us to decompress, but it's not right now.
He also added that the shooting is an important lesson regarding firearm safety and leaving kids alone with access to guns. The superintendent of the Reardon Edwall School District sent this statement to parents last night, saying in part, quote, "As fellow community members, we are called now more perhaps than ever to come together to support the family and all the students and families in our school district." Students in the Reardon Edwall School District are on a 2-hour late start this morning, with attendance for all students optional, and all after-school events for today are canceled. Also, additional counseling services will be available to help with emotional support during this very difficult time. Reporting in studio, Sydney Charles, 4 News Now.
We're excited to announce that the city has formalized a partnership with Catholic Charities to pursue a new permanent shelter campus that would relocate the House of Charity out of downtown.
That was the promise made last spring by Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward during her State of the City address.
But right now, the House of Charity is nowhere close to moving. It was a bombshell announcement to relocate a shelter that houses 135 people out of downtown Spokane, particularly in this area where many businesses struggle daily with the homeless population. We spoke with the Downtown Spokane Partnership, which says businesses' #1 priority is public safety, and they were seeing public safety intersect with homelessness. But nearly 10 months later, there's been no development to the plan or even a new location. We asked the mayor what happened to that plan.
I'll just tell you, locating a shelter is probably the most difficult work that you can do.
The second player in the plan was Catholic Charities, operator of the House of Charity. Standing alongside Mayor Woodward last year, CEO Rob McCann said they had locations ready to go. So what happened? Apparently, neither the city nor Catholic Charities have been able to lock in on a 3-acre site that can house people up to 150 of them.
Yeah, we asked how long it might take before they finally find one, but that remains unclear. You can watch our full story on this right now on KXLY.com. Now, Camp Hope continues to make progress in transitioning campers into new forms of shelter and housing, and now the Department of Transportation is offering a new program to help get them jobs. The new program starts next week. It's called the Pre-Employment Preparation Program, or PEP. It's a 4-week pre-apprentice course that guides people through in-class education and hands-on training. PEP is specifically designed for people experiencing homelessness. Graduates earn certificates in OSHA, first aid and CPR with an AED, traffic control flagging, and forklift qualification credentials. It opens the door to interviews and apprenticeships and immediate work in traffic control. This means earning a livable wage, improving their overall well-being, and ultimately setting them up for long-term success.
A lot of people experiencing homelessness have barriers, like criminal barriers, some backgrounds that may not have ever qualified them, or nobody's ever reached out to them for them to believe that they could do something like this.
This new program could give everyone at Camp Hope a fair chance at a sustainable job that would help get them out of homelessness. Let's hope they choose to enroll.
Yes, indeed.
All right, Good Morning Northwest time is now 6:37.
All right, let's check in with Mark. We're talking about those wind chills, and it is no fun.
A lot of people outdoors in construction and the flaggers and stuff, they are prepared for these cold temperatures. A lot of people heading off to school, not so much. Dress appropriately. The wind chill advisory wants you to limit your time outdoors and dress appropriately. The sun's up. We're going to have a full check of the forecast coming up.
And we're live this morning at Scratch Restaurant, checking out their menu for Inlander Restaurant Week. Coming up in a few minutes, we will see the shrimp and grits on the menu.
4 News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Chewila Casino is all about having fun. We have over 300 gaming machines and are always adding new ones. You could win your share of $6,000 cash. And one lucky winner will receive this 2023 Can-Am Commander. Drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, February 25th. Chewila Casino, we are the place that treats you right. 100% non-smoking, jackpots, food, sports betting, live table games, and fun. Learn more at ChewilaCasino.com.
Walker's Furniture is ending the shortest month of the year with the biggest discounts of the year. For 28 hours only, get big store-wide discounts plus no money down financing for 5 years.
This weekend through Monday at all Walker's locations.
From the beautiful craftsmanship of cabinets to the stylish looks of granite, quartz, and marble countertops, Northwest Granite has the staff and selection to help you transform your home, office, or cabin into the place of your dreams. Northwest Granite.
At Perfection Tire, we meet a lot of customers who love their Toyo tires.
Made in the USA, Toyo tires are smooth and quiet in the summer and able to tackle our Northwest winters.
At Perfection Tire, expect low pricing, easy credit, and great warranties. Make Perfection your destination for Toyo tires.
Top quality Toyo tires at Perfection Tire, because nobody beats perfection.
It's time to elevate your finances with an Ascend checking account from P1FCU. It's a free checking account that can pay you dividends. Earn 1.45% APY on balances up to $15,000. Plus, get online and mobile banking, mobile deposit, and no minimum balance requirements. Level up your finances with Ascend checking. To open your account, visit p1fcu.org/ascend. P1FCU, your community, your credit union.
When you're faced with the question,
"Hey, honey, what do you want for dinner?"
he should know my answer is going to be mustard seed. Original signature dishes that are made fresh daily, great happy hours, and locally owned. Life's too short for mediocre food. Mustard seed, where Spokane eats. Dine in, take out, and delivery.
Welcome back. A terrifying moment for students and staff at Lake City High School in Coeur d'Alene. Someone called in saying there was an active shooter. Police swarmed the school but found it was another hoax. Now, that term swatting is becoming more and more common these days.
The Coeur d'Alene School District says it's a serious misuse of law enforcement resources and it is against the law. False reports of a shooter were also made to 3 schools in the Boundary County School District. The schools in Bonners Ferry were put on lockdown. Law enforcement says the threats were not credible. Coeur d'Alene Police says that officers were at Lake City High School within 2 minutes. A resource officer was already there. Officers treated the situation as if it were real, sweeping the school, but found nothing to substantiate the call. Adriana Castillo was in her math class when the school went to lockdown.
Thought it was like a drill, but then I kind of noticed like the teacher started looking around and looked scared. And so I kind of got scared. And then I was like, okay, I knew this was legit, so I got really scared. I had a panic attack when the police came in, so I started crying.
Students say the lockdown lasted about 30 minutes, but the time felt endless. Coeur d'Alene Police say that its officers train often for these kinds of situations.
6:42 on a Thursday. We've got bitter cold and northeast winds in our 10-second takeaway. That's going to continue all day long, so if you're preparing to go outdoors, wear your winter gear, cover all your skin, limit your time out there. 17 will be our high today.
It's going to be like Randy on A Christmas Story. We're wrapping him up for school this morning. It's now 6:42.
We'll check in with Destiny coming up. Inlander Restaurant Week. Thanks for waking up with Good Morning Northwest. We'll be right back.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
Living in the Inland Northwest has its advantages, and one of those is working with amazing people who dedicate their time and efforts to help others. STCU's Volunteers Count is a program to say thank you for this service and inspire others to give back too. Please tell us about a volunteer at a local nonprofit that inspires you. Go to KXLY.com/volunteerscount and nominate them. Help us showcase those people who give of their time and truly make a difference. Volunteers Count, brought to you by 4 News Now and STCU.
Did you know that Spokane Hyperbaric Center uses oxygen to reduce pain, inflammation, and swelling?
I didn't know that.
Did you know that hyperbaric oxygen therapy promotes new blood vessel growth, fights infection, and releases more stem cells from your bone marrow?
I didn't know that.
Would you like to know if Spokane Hyperbaric Center is the right choice for you? Go to hyperbarichope.com to find out.
Spokane Hyperbaric Center gave us hope. And now you know.
Your kids want smartphones, but too much screen time can be dangerous. How do parents find a healthy balance? And what's at stake if we don't? I'm Derek Dice. 4 News Now starts the conversation with my special report, The Social Media Effect, Tuesday on Good Morning Northwest.
Wow, you found it.
I did.
The History of Water Part 6. I've been dying to read this.
I know, honey.
I love this.
I love you. Are they for real?
I always wanted that book.
At Culligan, we get that most people don't think about water like we do, and that's okay. You see, when we install one of our high-efficiency water softeners, we're thinking about hard water and lime scale buildup, so you can just think about longer-lasting appliances and softer skin and hair. At Culligan, we think about your water, so you don't have to.
Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries helps you work around that special piece you can't live without. It's the President's Day sale. For a limited time, you can save 30% on everything in the store. Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Live life comfortably.
Satay Bistro, Coeur d'Alene's culinary extravaganza of American fusion dining. From our extensive wine cellar to our unforgettably decadent menu, we'll move your experience beyond ordinary to the extraordinary. Satay Bistro, just off the 4th Street exit in Coeur d'Alene.
At Dishman Dodge Ram Chrysler Jeep, we are offering a sweetheart of a deal by aggressively lowering prices to sell them fast. Plus, offering delayed payments until April 1st, so you don't have to wait for your new vehicle. This week at Dishman.
The 4 News Now Extreme Team is brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
7:15. You know what time it is. Inlander Restaurant Week. It begins today. Have you picked out your places to eat yet? At some restaurants, you need to have reservations.
Yep, this includes Scratch Restaurant and Rain Lounge, a veteran to Restaurant Week. Destiny Richards is live there now with Chef Michael Wiley, and we've been seeing this shrimp and grits come together. Excited to see the final product.
Looks amazing.
Yes, it is. We're sitting in the Rain Lounge part of the restaurant, which you can be seated in for Restaurant Week. And come here, get into this. Get into this. Shrimp and grits. It looks so good. Michael, tell us about just the plating and everything to really finish this dish off.
Well, we saw the grit cakes being made. We saw the shrimp being grilled. What we didn't see was the lobster butter that was made. We didn't see the lemons being charred off, and we didn't see the vegetables being sauteed, but all pretty straightforward process. And then just getting all of those components onto one beautiful plate just for you.
All right. Well, I'm going to have you hold this and just tell me how I should do this here.
Yeah, I mean, we eat like barbarians at my house. So, yeah, exactly right. Just get a shrimp off of there, cut a piece of it off, get it into that lobster butter.
I'm just going to do this the way I eat shrimp.
That's the way it should be done, to be fair.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah.
Let's get into this grits here. Oh no, that's fine. That's fine. So good. A little bit charred.
Yeah.
Which makes it really like smoky.
Yeah.
Which I love. Okay, I'm just gonna do all this after the live shot. Really good. Go to our website kxly.com for more on Inlander Restaurant Week. Starts today, goes through March 4th. I'll send it back to you guys while I finish this.
I'm sure she'll have it finished by the time we see her again,
I
too.
imagine so. I don't blame her a bit. Here's a live look. The sun is coming up. It's sunrise right now.
Okay. Yeah, and you're looking at those flags, not whipping like we saw that American flag a little bit earlier, but still, that wind is out there, Mark, and that wind chill is ridiculously cold.
We have seen it in excess of 20, 30 miles an hour already this morning, so that's why we have a weather alert day today, because the sub-zero wind chills, it's going to be our entire region, and really seeing gusty winds along that Spokane Coeur d'Alene corridor along I-90, and it will be all day today and into tonight. Now, 17 degrees for the high today, but those winds in excess of 25 miles an hour into the West Plains, into Ritzville, gusts to 40 miles an hour are expected. Tonight, temperatures down to 5 with gusts to 25 miles an hour, but sustained winds keeping everything sub-zero. So we have 15-mile-an-hour winds here into the valley. You've got 15 with gusts to 23, gusts to 32 into Sandpoint. Temperatures right now, 1 into Bonners Ferry, 4 into Coeur d'Alene, 7 into Colville. Now we add the winds, and it feels like 18 below in Deer Park, feels like 14 below in Hayden. Everywhere you go, sub-zero, so we want you to be prepared as you're making your plans to head out the door for work and school. We're dry. We're getting clearing skies, but we're going to only see highs into the teens, and in fact, 13 into Deer Park, 17 at the airport. That'll be our official high. Downtown, you could see 19 degrees, but still the winds in those corridors, the winds go through there, snaking in and kicking up at times, so be careful. For Friday, it is going to be calmer. It's going to be 25 degrees. 42 is a normal high this time of year, but still, that's going to feel great tomorrow afternoon. We'll see another round of snow on Sunday, 34, and then we'll be in the upper 30s for next week. And of course, the Extreme Team will be in action next week. It has been a couple of weeks of getting things put together. Spokane Hope Center, we want to thank, again, Idaho Forest Products for the lumber, and then Baker Construction constructed that wall. Mountain States Electric came in and got all the wiring. Of course, Specialty Insulation doing their part, did a gorgeous job. Now we had to do the drywall. So DSI came in to do that, mudding and taping it until it's ready for paint today. The one thing that you did see up there is a new series of heating and cooling ducts that the Fireplace Center came in to make it very efficient. So that wall will look great as we get the wrought paint put on it this morning, starting at 8 a.m. And we'll have the color on about 11, and then we start putting the grid ceiling in around 12:30. So it's a very fast schedule today to get us set up for the Horizon Credit Union volunteers and the rest of the Extreme Team volunteers showing up Monday to really start making this space into what it is supposed to be, a place for kids to learn how to hear with cochlear implants.
Oh, we can't wait.
Great, yeah. 10 minutes before the hour.
Morning Sprints coming up next. Don't go away.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Granite Concepts of Lewiston.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie homebuyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
Over the thousands of personal injury cases we've won for our clients, often the person who was injured hesitates to get a lawyer at first for fear of hurting the at-fault party. The truth is, their insurance company is already making a case to keep you from getting compensated.
If you've been seriously injured, don't wait to call Craig Swap & Associates. We'll only represent your interests so you can recover physically and financially. Craig Swap & Associates, one call, that's all.
Looking for style, power, and technology wrapped in Buick luxury? The 2023 Buick Envision Compact SUV has just what you're looking for, with technology like Amazon Alexa built-in, wireless smartphone charging, head-up display, and wireless compatibility for Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Take the wheel and lease an Envision for just $345 a month. Come see the selection of new Buicks just off I-90 at George Gee Buick GMC, the top volume GMC Buick dealer in Washington State.
Hey, have you seen this TikTok family pairing thing?
Yeah, it's a bunch of settings we can customize.
So
Shauna's parents will be like, okay, so I'm thinking 40 minutes of screen time a day. And Shauna's all like, what? I think 60 is fair. Or you know how Ricky posts those 6 solos? Well, his dad's like, these are sick, but they're only sick for you and your friends. Or you could be like, I'm extending your screen time, son, and your curfew.
I don't sound like that. Do I sound like that?
This is the show you've been waiting for, the 45th Annual Spokane Home and Yard Show, this Thursday through Sunday at the Spokane Fair and Expo Center. See all of the latest home improvement products and services and get expert advice from the pros for your spring projects. Admission only $8. Tickets on sale now at custershows.com. Thursday is 2 for 1 day. 2 adult admissions for the price of 1 on Thursday only. Spokane's 45th Annual Home and Yard Show, presented by Jim Custer Enterprises.
Some ideas seem good, but aren't.
Maybe these guys will buy our house.
What could go wrong?
Like rookie homebuyers who don't have experience you can count on. We Buy Ugly Houses has been buying houses as is for almost 3 decades. Call or click to sell quick.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now. This Good Morning Northwest Morning Sprint is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53 time for the morning sprint, getting your day started with the news you need.
Destiny Richards is live helping kick off Inlander Restaurant Week.
And Mark has details of a weather alert day because of those dangerous wind chill temperatures.
But first, a 15-year-old was killed in an accidental shooting in Reardon. Let's get right to Sydney Charles with the latest.
Police said 5 15 to 17-year-old boys were hanging out in a basement and one of them had a gun. At one point, the gun accidentally went off, shooting and killing a 15-year-old. And new this morning, police searched the home where the shooting happened and found the gun they believe was used in that shooting. A 16-year-old boy is now in custody. All 5 boys went to Reardon High School. You can read this full story right now on our website at KXLY.com.
Spokane police say they are working to charge a man in a shooting that happened in the Garland district a few weekends ago. Detectives say it happened here on Kiernan Avenue near Garland and Cedar. One person was shot several times about 2:30 on the morning of February 11th. He was taken to the hospital and is recovering. Police say they are still investigating why the shooting happened. Anyone with information about this is urged to call Crime Check at that number.
Tragedy in Central Florida, where sheriff's deputies say 3 people were killed in a shooting spree, including a 9-year-old girl and a TV journalist covering one of the initial shootings. 19-year-old Keith Melvin Moses was arrested and charged with the killings. Authorities say Moses has a lengthy criminal history that includes aggravated battery, assault assault with a deadly weapon, and gun charges.
North Idaho College could soon be no more. The school board fired its own president in 2021 and is now at risk of losing accreditation. Last night, the same board held a meeting to hear what the public had to say. Some people said board leaders should resign. Others said they all need to work together to save the school. The college has until the end of March to create a 7-year plan to regain accreditation.
As we look at our first alert weather, we do have an alert day because of the wind chills and the cold temperatures. That's Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, and that's the entire region all day today. Right now it's 6 degrees. With current winds, it's 12 below when it comes to the wind chill and how it affects your skin. Our highs today are only going to be 17 degrees. It's going to be 13 into Coeur d'Alene, Colville at 15 degrees. But we look at those temperatures attached with the winds, and you see the wind chill in pink. It doesn't get above 0, and that is very cold.
Spokane Mayor Nadine Woodward had announced that the city formalized a partnership with Catholic Charities to pursue a new permanent shelter campus that would relocate the House of Charity out of downtown. But nearly 10 months later, there's been no development to that plan. Apparently, neither the city nor Catholic Charities have been able to lock in on a 3-acre site that can house up to 150 people. Right now, it is unclear how much longer it might take before they finally find one. You can read our full story about this on KXLY.com.
Camp Hope continues to make progress in transitioning campers into new forms of shelter and housing. Now the Department of Transportation is offering a new program to help them get jobs. The new program starts next week. It's called the Pre-Employment Preparation Program, or PEP. It's a 4-week pre-apprentice course that guides people through in-class education and hands-on training. Graduates earn certificates in OSHA, first aid and CPR with an AED, traffic control flagging, and forklift qualification credential. This opens the door to interviews and apprenticeships and immediate work in traffic control.
Terrifying moments for students and staff at Lake City High School in Coeur d'Alene. Someone called in saying there was a shooter on campus. Police swarmed the school and found it was a hoax. False reports like this were also made at 3 schools in the Boundary County School District. The schools in Bonners Ferry were put on lockdown. Law enforcement says those threats were not credible. You can read about all the threats made to Idaho schools. There were more. That's on KXLY.com.
And it's been a delicious morning talking about Inlander Restaurant Week here at Scratch Restaurant and Rain Lounge. They have a 3-course menu that is going to be so yummy starting today through March 4th, as well as many other restaurants across the Inland Northwest. You can go to our website, KXLY.com, for a link to the full event guide where you can see all the different menus and pick out your places.
Tensions between Russia and the West are escalating a day before the 1-year anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In an exclusive interview with ABC's David Muir, President Biden called Russian President Vladimir Putin's decision to pull out of a key nuclear arms treaty with the U.S. a big mistake. You can see more of that exclusive interview coming up on GMA that is starting in about 2.5 minutes. We will have a final check of your weather with Mark Peterson to tell you how long these sub-zero wind chills are going to last. Don't go away. We'll have more after this.
At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
Chewelah Casino is all about having fun. We have over 300 gaming machines and are always adding new ones. You could win your share of $6,000 cash. And one lucky winner will receive this 2023 Can-Am Commander. Drawings start at 5 p.m. Saturday, February 25th. Chewelah Casino, we are the place that treats you right. 100% non-smoking, jackpots, food, sports betting, live table games, and fun. Learn more at ChewelahCasino.com.
Walker's Furniture is ending the shortest month of the year with the biggest discounts of the year. For 28 hours only, get big store-wide discounts plus no money down financing for 5 years.
This weekend through Monday at all Walker's locations.
All right, good morning. The sun's officially up, and it will slowly start to warm some of the surfaces, but not our air by much. The winds are still there, so as you step outside, it feels like 18 below in Deer Park. Again, this is for human skin, for your pets, your kids. Make sure everybody's dressed accordingly. 6 below in downtown Spokane. We're not going to see temperatures today in the feels like category get above 0. While we have an alert day underway today because of those dangerous wind chills. High today 17, tomorrow sunny and 25, but not as much wind in the afternoon, and then warming for the weekend with more snow on Sunday.
That will be so much better.
Yeah, an 8-degree temperature difference, but it's going to feel like much better than that. All right, GMA is coming up now. We'll have updates coming up throughout the show.